Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Neo. Unfortunate events, I managed to seriously damage this nail. I don't know what happened. I was getting out of my car and it's really cold right now where I'm at, so I think I was just in a hurry to get out the car, somehow slammed my nail in the car door. Like the door was locked. I had to open the car door to get the nail and my finger out of the door. But thank goodness it snapped the nail off. I had I'm just gonna curse, sorry, a crap ton of bling on that finger, all the bling. The door just ripped everything off that nail. So yep, I took it all the way down, applied new tips and prepped, and now I'm just gonna give myself a new set altogether because I was like, you know what, let's just get new vibes and do something different. So I'm doing my non-dominant hand again. I'm using my non-dominant hand to do work on my dominant hand. So as always, I forget that I have to use my left hand. So I got to move everything to the left side. Otherwise, I'd be reaching over the right side of the table and it makes no sense. So got that done. I've already prepped. Now I'm going in with my Young Nails Core Clear and just adding a thin layer of clear acrylic to all of my nails. This is just going to help, with redesigns, protecting the natural nail so that I don't have to file all the way down when removing a set, and potentially protect from staining. The colors that I ended up using, I'm not going to have any staining with, but sometimes it is something to, consider. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to be extra careful to avoid flooding, but honestly, using my left hand 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna flood my cuticles. I don't mean to, but it just kind of happens. I have so much less control, and it's so funny because I stopped halfway through this set to work on someone really quick, and I was slapping that acrylic on so fast and easy, and then I went back to doing it and I was just like, dang, it's really a difference. But I'm still very proud that I can even, try, because, it's something. But yeah, it just doesn't feel natural at all. Shout out to the people who can use both hands to do acrylic nails, because it ain't me. So I'm actually using an acrylic called Cover Earth by Young Nails. This is a Young Nails set. Okay, so Young Nails Core Clear and Young Nails Cover Earth. I got this color in the mystery box that they gave out. They didn't give it out, but that I bought for Thanksgiving holiday. What is that? Black Friday. And I have a video on my unboxing of that. It was less than enthusiastic and very messy. If you saw that video, you know what I'm talking about. But Cover Earth is a really gorgeous color, and I'm really glad that I got it. Apparently everyone got the same mystery boxes this year, or last, you know what I mean. So that was a little, bumming to see, that there wasn't a real variety in the boxes. But Cover Earth was a great surprise. I really like it. It's a nice nail plate nude. I say that in almost every video, but it's a cool toned, lighter kind of beige color, but it looks really, really good. And I'm applying it on all of my nails. Every single nail is getting it. Nothing fancy happening here. Just, here I am trying to get it out my cuticle area. But yeah, just trying to be careful with the application. I also find that when I'm working on my left hand, the acrylic is always spilling over. You see I'm going back and forth, side to side, just pushing the acrylic towards the center. I usually don't have that much of a problem with it when working with my right hand. Yeah, so I'm working on that, but the application is fairly smooth, so that's something to be proud of. But yeah, it doesn't feel natural at all. Even the way I'm holding the brush, I'm just like, what is going on? But I made it work. Placed a empty container of Core Clear underneath my hand so that I could rest, because my hand is just tired from holding it up. But I think I did better in this video as far as staying in focus. I know that that's a thing, or even staying in frame, because I know some of my videos my whole hand is out of the shot, but I think I did a good job here. But yeah, I'm wearing the Two Guys One Step Coffin tips, and I did not snip them down as short as I normally do. Normally I would snip I think 3 more times with my clipper. It makes sense in my head, but my clipper, basically how I find my ideal length is that I put it all the way until the tip touches that nib underneath the straight edge clip, and then I clip 3 times, and then I clip another 3, so 6 times total. This time I only clipped 3 times from the stiletto tip, so they're a little bit longer. Well, they're significantly longer, and it's weird now because my right hand nails are longer than my left hand. But yeah, these nails are longer. They're a little bit more tapered, closer to a coffin shape. I don't mind it. I think it works well for the design that we ended up doing. But yeah, nothing crazy, just trying to make sure to give a thin I'm not going heavy with the application, like, you know, building up for structure. I want there to be coverage, but I am trying to focus on giving a thin, smooth foundation with this acrylic layer, and try my best not to flood the cuticles and just have a little bit control with the acrylic. I think I'm doing okay. It's not the best, but you know, considering the fact that I'm using my non-dominant hand. So yep, that's basically what I'm doing. I'll let you watch the last two fingers as I figure this out. And that's what that's looking like. There's a few lumps and bumps, but not too shabby for me using my non-dominant hand. Next thing that I'm going in to do is using my sanding band to actually smooth out these nails. We're going to be doing a lot of hand painting on this set before clear capping, so I wanted there to be at least a smooth texture to the nail so that whatever I draw on the hand, you know, has a nice smooth surface to lay on. So I'm just going in with my sanding band and smoothing out the nails, nothing crazy. As you can see, they're not particularly thick. I did my best to try and do that, and then I'm also going to use a sanding band to try and clean up the sidewalls and cuticle area because, you know, I did flood a few of the fingers, but that's basically what I'm doing here, just using the sanding band. I think it's about 6,000 or 7,000 RPM, so not significantly fast. I'm just trying to smooth out the texture of the acrylic. So the color in mind for the set was a deep navy star-like kind of blue. I had this really gorgeous cat eye navy eye gel beauty polish, but it wasn't blue enough. It had like a turquoise hint and it wasn't deep enough. So I'm going in, I'm adding like a bright royal blue and then a bit of black. Then I'm gonna go in and add some glitter. So like some loose glitters. I think I'm adding holographic silver. I'm adding black and then royal blue loose glitters that I got from Michaels from their Recollections pack. I think it's about 50 or 60, maybe not even that much, but I'm just adding glitter because this is like a galaxy, moonlight, starlight kind of set, and I wanted there to be sparkle in the gel polish that I'm planning on using. So just mixing that up. I did use the magnet. As you can see, it has a little bit of shimmer, which is what I wanted. I did use the magnet on the polish because it is a cat eye, but at the end of the set, you couldn't even tell that I used it just because I ended up using so much on top of it, and I made them matte. So, but yeah, this is a cat eye polish from iGel Beauty, and it works really, really well. I actually used one of them on a client in another video, so I will link that in the cards if you want to get an idea of what that looks like. The one in particular that I used in that video was like a chunky turquoise blue kind of color, and it had really, really big chunky glitters in it. It was really, really pretty. This one's more of a smooth cat eye polish that doesn't have like a lot of glitter in it. So just going in and using a painting brush to add a few coats of that polish because I want it to be really, really dark. And then I'm gonna cure, lock that in place, and then now we're gonna go in and draw on the rest of the nail. So the only nail that's not getting some paint is my pointer finger, but for the rest of the fingers, I am going to be doing a deep French on all of the nails with this blue, a double line French. So as you can see, I started with a straight line. I'm going in with kind of like a tapered line from the sidewalls up to that tip, and then I'm going to just use that boxy kind of shape that I made and just curve around it to give myself that deep French shape. There you go. I'm giving a curve there, and then I'm going to give it a curve on the other side, and then there you go. So when I say deep French, it means that the nude color goes all the way up. Like normally it would drop a lot lower than that, but I want it to be a deep French because I'm going in with a double line. So I'm gonna try and freehand this curved line with this really, really long striper brush. When you're doing lines like this, the longer the brush, the better for you. You don't have to do so much of the work. You just kind of let the brush, you know, lean on the nail and, you know, it does its thing. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing exactly this on each of the nails except for my pointer, and I'm just adding coverage with the polish just so that we get a deep color. I don't want it to be sheer in any of the places, and then I'm going to cure for 30 seconds in between each nail. And right now it's not looking too special, but I'm gonna add some more to it. So I'm actually going in with some McCart rhinestone glue resin. It's a thick gel that comes in a squeezy tube, and I kind of appreciate this squeezy tube because sometimes using a brush is a little bit annoying. And I'm going to be encapsulating some art. So because it's a starry night, moonlight kind of, vibe, I'm actually going in with gold and silver, moons and stars and twilight and rhinestones, actually, little like dome, half dome charms, I guess, just giving it a lot. I'm gonna encapsulate all of this under clear acrylic, so I just thought the more the better, and it gives a good vibe. At first I was actually just gonna use gold charms, but I think the mix of the gold and silver and crystal AB rhinestones was a good fit because it just kind of broke it up a bit so that it wasn't like yellow on blue. In this case, it's just a whole bunch of twinkling mixed metals, which I think I liked. So I'm applying that straight into that bling gel, and then I'm curing. So I don't care about the texture because it's a no wipe top coat bling gel. I'm going to encapsulate that under clear acrylic anyway, so I didn't care about how rough it looked. I'm going to do the same thing with the bling gel, but on every blue part of the nail. So on all of the other nails, on that double French line, I'm applying that bling gel, even on that thin line that we did underneath the top French line. And I'm going to be adding charms to every area that I'm applying this bling gel to. So on the thumb, I am placing, the tinier pieces on that thin line, but we can fit like a tiny moon on there, maybe some small stars. I'm using silver dots, twinkling, charms, gold, silver, rhinestones. I'm just filling it up, and it looked really pretty at the end, I think. And it was different. I've seen this design done where people like hand paint, stars with like gel paint or whatever, but I think it was cool to actually encapsulate so you can get the dimension of the items underneath that acrylic layer. So after applying all of these charms, I'm just going to go in and cure for 60 seconds to have it, set on the nail, and then move on to the other two. And here we are, full of sparkle, diamonds, moons, and stars. I think it's really cool. Next thing I'm doing is going in with my Young Nails Core Clear to clear cap all of these nails. So because I didn't build up too much structure with the Cover Earth, and because we have pretty chunky items on the nail, I am making sure to build up a lot of structure with this clear acrylic, making sure to apply as smoothly as I can. I'm doing my best with my left hand. I think came out not too bad in terms of like smoothness, but my focus is making sure that I'm encapsulating these items all the way. Things that I've placed deeper on the like sidewall area of that French, some of them when I went into file did, you know, not necessarily file off, but they were like shaved down a bit. I'm totally okay with that just because you don't want like bulky sidewalls or whatever. But just making sure that the pieces in the middle, like some of them have really large stars or moons in them, even the rhinestones, you don't want to have to like shave into your rhinestone. So as you can see, I'm just building up layers of acrylic and I'm taking my time with each nail to do so, and trying, of course, not to flood the cuticle and sidewalls, which I most likely did on all of the nails. But again, I'm working with my left hand and I'm right-handed, so shout out to me for even trying. But yeah, I think this set is really gorgeous, and yeah, hopefully you're liking it. But yeah, you can just watch me clear cap the rest of the nails. And it doesn't look half bad, right? So of course, to fix it, we can go in with our 8080 file and our Young Nails dust collector and we can file away. So what I was talking about in terms of filing off pieces like closer to the sidewall with that deep French area, the paint and some of the items got filed into, but I was totally okay with that because you can't really see it unless you're looking at the side of the nail. And that's just understandable because it's on the, a thinner part of the nail anyway. But yeah, I'm just going in and trying to maintain, it's not a tight coffin, but it's a little bit smaller than a tapered square. I'm just trying to make sure that I have a nice sharp shape and to debulk on the sides if possible and on the free edge. Now I'm going in with my 5-in-1 fine carbide bit from Pana. I get this from Amazon. I use it all the time. I'm either using a fine, which is the silver, or an extra fine, which is the gold, and the fine one eats a little bit more of the product, so when I need to debulk a bit, I try to use this one, and in this case, I am focusing on debulking and smoothing out the surface of the nail. On this hand, I occasionally had like grooves in the nail where like maybe I didn't apply acrylic deep enough, or maybe I applied too much acrylic in one area. So like on this finger on the pointer, there was a big chunk of acrylic, like a lump by the free edge close to the tip of the nail. So you're gonna see that I'm gonna spend a bit of time on that tip area just to debulk and to smooth it out so that the entire nail has a nice transition from the cuticle to the tip. But yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. And then because it's a safety, as you can see, I can get really good into that sidewall and cuticle area to just make sure that any acrylic that might have flooded that area close to my skin, I can kind of get it out of there. So that's basically what I'm doing. Now I'm just going back in with my 80/80 and I am going over the shape of the nail just to maintain, and I might have softened the shape of the nail with the e-file. I like to do this. It's good for me. I know a lot of people may not need to do this, but it just works for me. It just helps to maintain the shape that I intended to have in the first place. After that, I'm going to go in with a buffing block and I'm going to try and smooth out the nails as much as possible. We are going to go matte on these nails, so I don't want like big scratches in the nail because if you do have that, then you will see it with a matte top coat, and we don't want that. So here we are with this set. Here's my dusty shot. I think it looks really good. I love this navy blue. and I think it's really, really pretty. There you go. We're gonna snap for magic, and this is what the set is looking like after I cleaned. You can see on my pinky I've got a bit of acrylic in that cuticle area, but no worries, I'm doing my best. Now it's time for bling. So the set is pretty much done. The hard work was, you know, encapsulating and painting all of that beautiful stuff. But now it's bling time. So I'm using the same Macart guys, bling glue. And my favorite Beetles matte top coat. I'm going in, and as you can see, I'm adding a healthy amount of that matte top coat because the bling gel is glossy and I want matte nails. Then I'm just gonna go in, as you can see in that little container lid on the table, I already made the design beforehand. This just helps me so that I don't have like anxiety about like, oh, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna build this design? I just spend like 2 or 3 minutes, you know, coming up with a design beforehand. And I am using, those are 2 Swarovski, those big blue rhinestones. They're like Swarovski navy blue AB rhinestones. I've got some navy or royal blue Swarovski rhinestones like those, and then just regular crystal AB rhinestones. I've got some gold charms. In the middle, I placed that like egg shape gold charm in the middle because I'm going to be placing a diamond back charm that I got from AliExpress. It is not a flat back, so normally when I'm working with non-flat backs, I try to place charms like that so that the rhinestone has something to sit in because it's a diamond back. It's not a flat back. Otherwise, it'll be like leaning to the right or to the left. So that's why that space is empty in the middle. It will not be empty in a moment. And then I'm just going in with gold and silver charms. I do like the look of the mixed metals, especially with this set, just because it's like starlight, twilight, moonlight, you know, things like that. So I thought it was really, really pretty. And then I'm gonna slap that big old stone in the middle and then cure for a full 60 seconds, and we'll have this really, really gorgeous matte nail with nice navy bling. And that's what that is looking like. I even added one of those gold starlight charms to the tip of the nail. And yeah, it's a lot of bling. It's dark, but I really, really think it fits the vibe of the nail. So for the remaining 3 nails, I am going to be placing just a tiny bit of bling gel to the cuticle area and then adding my matte top coat. They are all getting the same exact design. So I'm doing a little tiny, you know, bling situation. 1 blue stone. I've got like a star, a gold star charm, some silver, and some crystal AB, and you know, nothing crazy. I just thought that because the encapsulated French areas were so detailed, I didn't want to do too much bling on the rest of the nails to kind of take away from it. So it's just a really, really cute design. As you can see, I put a star up there just to tie it in, and then 2 crystal AB stones and 2 silver caviar beads. I had to have caviar beads in this set because I love them. Cure for 60 seconds, and then pretty much the set is done. So here's a still of this shot. They are matte. If you wanted to do them glossy, I'm sure it would sparkle even more, but I do love a matte nail, and I think this was really, really pretty. Hopefully you liked it. Like if you do, subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.